From kick-ass ointments to parents and ancient battles. Hello, Magi here and welcome back to another episode of Interesting Touhou Facts. The series where I talk about facts from Touhou that I find either fun, unusual, or simply interesting. So without further ado, let's begin the Interesting Touhou Facts number 36. Number 5. Speaking of parents, I've mentioned in past videos that having parents was like the rarest shit, considering the only humans who currently has parents is Marissa. But it looks like Marissa isn't alone here. Kozuzu is the only other human we know that has parents. In chapter 13 of Forbidden, she's asking her mom if she knew where her shoes were. And in chapter 2, we learn that Kozuzu had a grandfather as he was lecturing her about a yokai, but we don't know if he's still alive now. And in chapter 27, where Marissa took Kozuzu to Renosuke to learn more about the Ouija board, Kozuzu asked if she could leave soon so her parents weren't worried about her. Since it's plural, that would mean that she has both a mom and a dad. Glad to see that you have your parents around, Kozuzu. Number 4. This time let's talk about Kisame, as this might be my first time mentioning her in the series, but I could be wrong. Kisame's ability is to drop Will-o'-the-Wisp. It is to literally drop Will-o'-the-Wisp from the objective that is on top of her head. It probably comes from her species as a Tsurubaby, thought to be the same as a Tsurubi Otoshi. Her spell cards have many that drop Damaku vertically, which would be the specialty of her species. So her ability is to drop down and hopefully hit your head considering her species. With an ability called to drop Will-o'-the-Wisp, I guess I wasn't really expecting much. It's probably going to be a theme with me when it comes to abilities, but it's still not as bad as an aforementioned autumn goddess, I shall not say. Number 3. Do you guys remember in a previous episode how I talked about Zun's love of Agatha Christie's novels and how it inspired other characters in the series like Flandre and Medicine? Well, this time I'm going to be talking about another person here. Letty Aruyuki Onna was inspired by another character from a book called A Murder is Announced. The character was named Letia Blackrock. Letty's name and personality were based on this woman. Tip for anyone interested in being in the Touhou series, I suggest making some kick-ass books for Zun to read, as he might make a character inspired by it. Number 2. You know when you receive a cut and you wash the wound depending how bad it was and apply a band-aid right after? And it can take days for that wound to heal? Well, it looks like the Kappas found a way to make any injuries you have a simple cakewalk. There's an item called the Kappa's Nostrum. It's a powerful healing ointment said to be created by cutting off the arm of a Kappa. Damn, a little extreme there, don't you think? Unsho, an old man, received the Nostrum from a Kappa in exchange for what he believed to be a pair of Kappa arms. He then became a doctor and used the Nostrum to miraculously cure the injuries of the village residents and, on one occasion, Marissa's arm wound. And that's some good shit considering the wound Marissa had. Man, from technological creations to medicine, the Kappas are a jack of all trades. Number 1. So I mentioned in my last video I was going to talk about Sawako and Kaneko's battle in the future. Well, this is the future, so it works. As of right now, the Moria Shrine has Sawako and Kaneko as the gods, but in the past it wasn't like that. It is revealed that during ancient times, Sawako was a ruler of a small kingdom and controlled the Misaguchi, who were cursed gods who had attained an enormous amount of faith, cursing births, harvests, militaries, and many other things. Sounds like something Hina could get along with. Only Sawako was able to attain them. However, gods from the Yamato, ancient Japan, invaded her kingdom, saying that they were going to unify all the kingdoms to create a single country known as Japan. Unwilling to let this happen, Sawako resisted and fought with the finest steel weapons of the time. However, Kaneko held out a thin vine, and Sawako's large steel arsenal instantly rusted away. That's one hell of a cheat code if I ever saw one. Sawako realized the difference in their divine powers, and her defeat, she gracefully forfeited and relinquished her kingdom. However, the original people of Moria found it difficult to accept the new deity. In order to consolidate her newfound kingdom, she borrowed Sawako's power. In reality, Sawako still ruled over the Moria, but Kaneko was their deity in name only. Lesson here is that even when you win a battle against a god, you can still lose in the long run. And apparently steel can lose to a piece of vine, magical vine anyway. I'll have to check eBay in the future to see if anyone's selling that shit. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Which facts were your favorite? Were you interested in learning that Kozuzu had living parents? Are you impressed at the Kappa's healing ointment? And do you think the Vine is bloody OP considering it made Saoko submit defeat? And if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. And like always, this is Magi and thanks again for watching.